What up? What up? So I guess Burry on Twitter pinned the GameStop tweet. I haven't looked at it yet, but oh yeah, and he made one of his articles public. I actually already read it yesterday, but I'll read it for the stream. But yeah, he pinned that tweet. You had a GameStop Power Pack Series 4 come out today. And why did I start the stream? I was gonna look up something. I forgot, honestly. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, we can read Michael Burry's article real quick, or the one he has for free. Obviously, I'm not paying $400 a month for his thing. What's up, Moose? Happy Friday, bro. Hope you had a. You guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I don't think, but whatever. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. So hopefully he makes all these articles free eventually, because I don't know. I think it's so like whack that this dude has a $400 sub. It's like this guy's a multi-millionaire, potentially billionaire, and he's over here trying to grift $400. Like, people are fucking pathetic. Just because they're not successful traders. I mean, I think Palantir and Nvidia are down since he's made the bet, but like, it's just funny, bro. Even someone who's portrayed as a successful trader has to sell something because they can't actually make money in the market, it seems like. We do ours in October. Yeah, I remember. Said he's releasing a GME piece. I saw that, but it's not going to matter. It's locked, so unless someone actually, posts it. But this one, I can't remember what this one's about, but we'll just read it real quick. Threading a theme I know, here's 1999 through my eyes at the time. I was 27 at the start. Oh yeah, it was comparing, it wasn't comparing Apple and GameStop, but it was comparing to how people thought about Apple back then. If I remember right. I don't really remember exactly what's on this, but when I wrote this valuestocks.net article, Buffett Revisited, on April 28th, 1999, I was a neurology resident physician at Stanford University Hospital in Palo Alto. I likely wrote this between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. in one sitting, and then dialed in on my modem to upload it. Should I... I hate downloading things, but... Okay, it's not that long. We'll read it after this. Oh, wait. I think he has it in the article, but whatever. Anyway, if you're not there, you may not know the Stanford Hospital is on the infamous Sand Hill Road, the center of venture capital of the universe in 1999. As a resident physician making $33,000 a year and owing about $150,000 in medical school debt, I saw the environment in Palo Alto then as crazy rich, fast-paced, electric. Kids younger than me were driving Porsches. The restaurants were always full. People everywhere were clearly happy and living well. It was nice. I was not too jealous. At Stanford's clinics, physicians would make patients wait as they crowded around terminals to check stocks. I was one of the few not doing so. I was writing for Microsoft, MSN Money, as the value doc, and I was a bit fearful one of them would find out. Walking to the clinic one day, a fellow resident alongside me casually mentioned he made $1.5 million on Polycom stock. $1.5 million gold then is worth $21 million gold today. Fortunately for him, he was then and still is a gold bug. It all worked out very well for him, and today he lives in about the nicest neighborhood I've ever seen. All thanks to gold, not your typical Silicon Valley story. As I was describing, it was a bubble on paper and pavement. My Buffett Revisited article, it was written because of Apple, but was not really about Apple, rather more about the importance of good analysis and patience. I'd received significant pushback from VSN readers when I bought Apple, and this article was my response. I guess I can just read the article real quick, even though it's right here. Sup, Jeff Jolly? Oh, I've been around, bro. I've been around. Hope you're doing good, though. So it says, this article he's referencing, after recently purchasing Apple for the VSN fund, I encountered some heat from fellow value investors. Part of the reason is that I consider Apple below $34 a Buffett-like stock. Apparently more offensive, I compared the potential of Apple favorably to the potential of several Buffett favorites, Coke, American Express, and Disney, just prior to their huge run-ups. And this is where it gets interesting, because this is very similar to GameStop in a lot of ways. Noting that Apple had recently been trading in roughly the same range for about the last 11 years, one critic noted, you could never in a million years come up with an 11-year period when any of these three companies lost value in real terms for shareholders. Time flies. And it's only been about a year or two for GameStop, but there's not going to be any time in the next 10, 20 years where GameStop is going to lose shareholder value. Sure, the price might go down, the price could go below 20 potentially, fundamentally it shouldn't. Shareholder value is about $13, but there's never going to be a time in the next decade where GameStop is going to lose shareholder value. The price might go down, but you still have the shareholder value. And I think that's a huge thing a lot of people don't think about when it comes to investing is, they just look at the number on the screen and they're not necessarily thinking about investing in this as a business. And if you think about investing as GameStop in a business, the fact that you're buying shares at $20 is fucking insane. But anyway, Coca-Cola closed May 1971, trading at 91 cents. It closed May 1982. Trading at 89 cents, adjusted for splits. Adjusted for inflation, the 1982 price was just 38 cents. That's 11 years and a 58% capital loss. No dividends did not keep it up with the torrid rate of inflation in that era. American Express closed July 1973, trading at a split-adjusted $15.97. It closed in 1984, trading at a split-adjusted $14.63, or $6.13 adjusted for inflation. That's 11 years and a 60% capital loss. Dividends help more than Coke, but do not come near offsetting the ravages of inflation. Disney closed January 1973, trading at a split-adjusted $1.90. It closed January 1985, trading at a split-adjusted $1.41, or just 57 cents adjusted for inflation. That's 12 years and a 70% capital loss. Even for the patient. Dividends, Disney did not pay dividends during this entire period. So what makes a Buffett-like stock? It is a long record of strong returns to shareholders? Most definitely not. Rather, Buffett's criteria encompasses several different business characteristics: management, market power, great business, economics, predictability, and price. These characteristics are amply and the best described in Robert Hagstrom's book on the subject. The Warren Buffett Portfolio and the Warren Buffett Way. The key is not simply looking at historical 10-year record of achievement and stock price, but evaluating the current situation of the business and coming to a rational investment thesis with respect to these 5 characteristics. I agree. Most people are way too focused on the chart. That's all they focus on. The intent here is not to defend or even discuss whether Apple is a Buffett stock. The intent is to address a common misperception, that Buffett's success somehow validates the theory that good businesses are priceless. Gillette is not worth whatever Mr. Market asks, neither is Coke or American Express or Disney. Historical share price performance in absolutely no way adds additional value to the current business. To the extent of a glorious history exaggerates shareholder expectations, it may even detract from value. Intelligence, the average investor, upon reflecting what it is, what differentiates Buffett from himself, should think first of intelligence. The ability to analyze independently and confidently, free of others and history's dogma. Buffett's most salient lesson to the investment world is to think, and to know one's investment intimately. And to know one investment intimately. Well, I definitely know GameStop investment intimately. Very intimate. What is on my... That's weird. Following the crowd, buying what's popular and buying what is widely known as a good business will not yield Buffett-like returns, and this is what everyone else is doing. Buffett's current investments are well known as great businesses, but this was not always. There are others out there that are emerging as great businesses, yes, even in technology. They are predictable, with strong branding, and great business models that appeal to the consumer on a reoccurring basis. GameStop. What was once obscure may not be today, or will not be tomorrow. Think, invest intelligently, recognize the potential in a resilient brand, GameStop, benefit from Buffett's leadership and skill, but do not simply mimic, for that would be forsaking the spirit of his strategy altogether. I agree. I mean, a lot of people do that. A lot of people mimic Buffett because they don't know how to think for themselves. Let's see. So this is just repeating what we just read, basically. Okay, so great companies can be missed for a long period of time. Apple was one of them. At the time, I liked where it sat in the culture of creative computing, with a very proprietary angle and a knack for minor hits and long draughts. Plus, they just released their blueberry, strawberry, tangerine, grape, and lime iMacs, and I thought this is the reason to own Apple. It would often trade very cheap back then. Later, when I was running my fund, I bought it at one point for about $12, and it had about $11 share in cash and ARM holding stock. Woo! I mean, GameStop has what? $20 in cash about? Just saying. Yeah, that's not even counting the business and the future. The future. Jeez. I think this is something a lot of people don't think about. I actually said this to someone recently because they were talking about the bear market and like finding other businesses, and there's other good businesses and other good stock plays out there. But how many businesses do you know that have the potential to add 50% shareholder value in 1 year? Like GameStop, literally, if GameStop has a year where they make $3 to $5 billion in a year, that is like 40 to 60% of shareholder value at today's current market cap. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro. There's not a single business you can go find, I don't think. If you can, I mean, please enlighten me, but there is not a single business in this world on the stock market that has the potential to add 50% of shareholder value in 1 year. Nobody, I'm just saying, like, you gotta think about your investments differently. It's not just a fucking number on a screen, bro. Not just a number on a screen. All right, let's see. A few years earlier, I just read just about every investing book I could find in the old bookstore in Nashville. It was in a converted movie theater, and I would just sit in the aisle and read and put the book back without buying it. Whenever I could, that was what I did instead of going out. I was searching for my style of investing. All that reading about Buffett and Graham informed me that these were two very different approaches to investing. Buffett, though he had the father of value investing as a mentor and friend, had to do his own thing as the environment had to change. I thought I would ultimately do that too. So though I was in medicine, I had a lot of investing words in me. My website, which I updated maybe twice a week, did okay mainly because there was no Seeking Alpha back then. When I looked around, there was the Motley Fool, Street.com, and Microsoft's MSN, where I found under the pen name ValueDoc. Not much competition on the World Wide Web, very hard to imagine today. I had purchased Apple for the VSN portfolio, which was a small portfolio I ran for all to see. I did this with some money I had from my dad's death in 1996. When I was a third-year medical student at Vanderbilt, there was a lawsuit, and my three brothers and I each got $50,000 for a wrongful death. I decided to invest rather than pay off 1/3 of my student loans. If I had put that wrongful death money to loans, I would still be a physician today. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Amen. 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 Some people need to pay off their debt, though. You know. Student loans are cheap. You know, there's some people out there that have a lot of debt that's very expensive, and you're probably better off paying off the debt, but I don't know. Who's to say what's going to happen in the next 10, 20, 30 years, really? Maybe investing's the better move, you know? I don't know. Writing about investing on my website. I would say investing's the better move if you think you can outpace your loan in a lot of ways, I guess, but still. I feel like you would have, I don't know, that's a tough subject. Probably pay off your debt, though. You'd live a lot more comfortably, and you'd be able to put forth more resources to investing. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Writing about investing on my website and MSN Money was what I did for relaxation late at night or early in the morning, even when I was on call and had downtime in the hospital. I'm not proud of that, but I also apparently could not control it. I'm rather fortunate with that this was the thing I could not control. But did I mention that MSN Money paid me $1 a word? That was so much money to me as a starving young resident. I always loved to write, and I could not believe I was being paid to do it. Oh, that's boss. The website and MSN Money gig attracted some press that marked different points for me that year that I otherwise would have long forgotten. In January 1999, Worth magazine interviewed me about the online investing scene for the February issue, and I gave a quote. The boards aren't without their share of hype and nonsense, but practice participants learn to separate the signal from the noise. If you take time to read with an unbiased eye, you can find employees and insiders posting good information, says Michael Burry, physician in Palo Alto, California, who also writes an online investment newsletter. ValueStocks.net. Last spring, he joined a Yahoo group focused on titanium industry. There was a guy named Eredel, who said he was an insider in the titanium business. Burry recalls he told us where the trends in titanium were going, and that it would soon be in a downturn. Subsequent events showed Eredel to be dead on, said Burry, and he now looks for posting that, like Eredel's, are delivered with authority, but without an apparent axe to grind. He posted what he needed to post and didn't get involved in arguments, said Burry. Fee-based or monitored websites are also good for weeding out the riffraff. Burry's favorite site, Silicon Investor, charges a $10 monthly fee, but he says the price is worth it. It's really amazing to see the time and thought that some people put into their posts, he says. Silicon Investor? Is that still a website? Huh. I wonder if there's any GameStop ones. You have to have an account, it looks like. I wonder. It doesn't look like there's any GameStop ones. I mean, that's good, though. It's good. It's good that people aren't talking about it, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but it's good that people aren't paying attention. And the chat's dead, bro. What happened to the chat? I mean, a shout out to the 6 people that are here. I appreciate you stopping in, but what happened to the chat, bro? What happened to the chat? You remember when the chat was like popping at one point? There was a time. I know you guys remember. There's a time where people actually came here. What's this? Oh. I don't think this article is about Michael Burry. Let me skim real quick. No, I don't think there's anything there. Anyway, as Worth noted, I was allocating $10 my monthly budget to participate at Silicon Investor, which was still techstock.com in 1996 when I started a thread on value investing and hoped it would survive. It did. On June 12, 1999, I married my oh-so-lovely wife of 26 years on a stunningly clear blue sky day in San Francisco. I had met her on Match.com about 8 months earlier. Dude, that's crazy. Online dating in 1999. That's wild. Oh, wait. 1998. Either way, that's still insane. I'm clapped. On October 11th, 1999, Randall Forsyth at Barron's surprised me by including my website in a column entitled Eternal Values. Formerly known as the Market Wizard, ValueStocks.net subscribes to Graham's tenets, notably his emphasis on a margin of safety when buying stocks. Among the places to look, stocks that have been trampled down, trading at deep discounts based on various criteria, industries under severe stress, small capitalization stocks, which rarely have been cheaper relative to their bigger brethren. The site developer puts his money where his mouth is, and you can see how he's doing with his VSN fund, a real money diversified portfolio whose particulars are spelled out on the site. For the year through October 2nd, the VSN fund was up about 38.7%, well ahead of both the Dow and the NASDAQ. Apparently I can't read. Good lord. What's this one? Is this just praising Burry's thing? It's crazy reading stuff from so long ago, man. All this stuff's so old. I could have been a writer back then. Let's see. On February 21st, 2000, Harry Domash at the San Francisco Chronicle reported on top websites for investment tips, including my website in the article. ValueStocks.net is run by Dr. Michael J. Burry, CEO and Chief Investment Strategist at hedge fund Scion Capital, Inc. Burry, inspired by Benjamin Graham, looks for beaten-down stocks trading far below their real or intrinsic value. Burry tracks his stock picks in a hypothetical mutual fund he calls the VSN fund. You can see his portfolio of 20 or so stocks by selecting VSN Portfolio on ValueStocks.net homepage. When I looked, he had shorted Amazon.com. Burry does a lot of trading for a disciple of Ben Graham. As of February 8th, most of the stocks had been in the portfolio less than 3 months. You can see his trades for each month by clicking on the VSN fund activity below the portfolio and fund results. The VSN fund returned 68.1% in 1999. Wow. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Okay. They just shared a little piece about him. Let's see. 14 days later, the NASDAQ Composite Index put in an epic top it would not revisit for another 15 years. This is what it looked like. It's crazy, because if you look at the NASDAQ now, I mean, it's not exactly similar, but the NASDAQ has been ripping. Absolutely ripping. Why would it go to Trade Station? I said Trade View. Apple's about to hit another all-time high. I mean, not exactly, but it's a massive, massive run. Not completely similar, but close to similar. A lot more volatile in today's day. Seems like there's a lot more like up days back then, but a lot more volatility these days. Okay, and no, I did not stay short Amazon. After all, I was one of the first Amazon affiliates selling Amazon books on my website. As I devoted myself to Cassandra Unchained, I find myself on an old road not taken. I feel lucky and I'm grateful for the opportunity as I walk it again. Until next time. Yep, charging $400 to write some stupid shit. I'm jealous. I won't lie, I'm jealous. I won't lie. That was pretty bad. Okay, so that's that. They have a bunch of comments. He has a bunch of comments. I don't think any of them are really any good. It's basically all the comments praising Burry. I think it's crazy people are willing to pay this guy. I mean, he must have made a lot of people a lot of money. Like, it's the only thing I could think of, you know? He must have made a lot of people a lot of money to have this many people praising him. Or it's all bots, and it's just a grift. I don't know. What's up, Active Rehab? For some reason, it doesn't show your screen names anymore, so... I don't know who that is, unfortunately. I guess I can look at it. Oh, it's John Y. What's up, John Y? Hope you're doing good, bro. Hope you're doing good. I mean, hopefully some stuff starts happening so we can come back to streaming. It's been so boring. It's been so boring, man. Hopefully some excitement comes in. I mean, it's pretty exciting right now. I mean, it's not up that much, but the fact that Michael Burry's talking about it and people are actually paying attention, that's kind of exciting. It's like the perfect amount of hype. It's not too much, but it's a little bit. The market's already closed? Really? What? The market's already closed? But yeah, I don't think he tweeted anything new. Yeah. You got Team Moltres premiums at GameStop. They're probably all sold out. What is this? Nat Turner shared a video. What does this say? How one Pokemon pack helped a family recover from tragedy. I don't know if PSA would clap my YouTube for watching this. I didn't know PSA had a YouTube channel. Is this new? 3 years ago? This is their last 2 days of their first uploads in 2 months. Okay. Interesting. We'll watch that. I want to see the market real quick, though. I want to see all the charts. Because it's funny. Literally at the beginning of this week, everyone and their fucking mom was bearish. And now I bet everybody's bullish again. Because I'm pretty sure you hit, or you're close to all-time highs on a lot of indexes. That's fucking insane, bro. It's insane how, like, quick people change their minds. And I don't know if anyone saw this glitch. I was actually watching the market when this happened, and I thought it was so weird. A little weird glitch on the chart. It's those glitches are weird because they make it hard to analyze the chart. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. But you are sitting up at what used to be a strong support. So you should see some resistance here, and resistance all the way up going forward, but you are pushing up through those supports again. That's pretty good to see. Massive gap on, look at that again, bro, again, massive gap on 2080 again. Shit, huh? And you can't even analyze it because of this stupid glitch. You can't even analyze the gap because of the glitch. Where is it? I think it's right here. Yeah, the glitch fucked it up. There we go. Yep. A lot of low volume down there, but we'll see what happens. We'll see, but that's not why I opened this. I wanted to look at actual charts. GameStop chart. Honestly, GameStop chart's kind of irrelevant, realistically. Like, in a lot of ways, it's not. In a lot of ways, it does follow its technicals, but in a lot of ways, it's pretty irrelevant. They have earnings. Yeah, earnings will be interesting. It's going to be probably the biggest earnings they've ever had, honestly. Isaiah, what's up? For some reason, it only shows the ats now. I don't know what happened. They updated it, and now it shows your like at name. It doesn't show your Scream name anymore. I'm not sure what happened. They updated it at some point. $35. They got a lot of good video game deals at GameStop right now. We checked that out. Wasn't there something else I wanted to check out? I can't remember. Check Reddit. I thought there was one more thing. But yeah, honestly, everything looks... I mean, besides Meta and, like, Microsoft, Amazon, you know, those are kind of lagging. Everything looks really good here. I don't know why people were so bearish. Unless you know, next week, or next month, I guess I should say, you're just going to have the most massive sell ever. But everything looks pretty solid, so I don't know. It's hard to predict stuff off charts. And, you know, you have the AI bubble, potentially. Whether that pops or not, we'll see. You know, that's going to drag down the market by quite a bit. Damn, the warrants are at over $3 now. Shit, son. I probably shouldn't be showing my GameStop position. We'll give you a little tour real quick. Those are only 2 accounts. You know, my account only has 3,000 shares, but this is what we're working with here. And I think I actually created a Roth IRA at the beginning of the month. And I think I got 69 shares in the Roth IRA. And then I have like 50 something in my computer share as well. So we got it's gonna be an interesting year. 2026 is gonna be interesting, chat. 2026 is gonna be interesting. It's either gonna be really bad or really good. I don't know which one yet. You know, obviously I hope it's gonna be really good, but we'll see. Oh man. Was there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. Black Friday sale, obviously. I can't... Obviously, there's this. He's making a GameStop story. Which, I mean... You could just watch, like, if you've been watching the stream for the past year, I think you have a pretty good idea of what the GameStop story is. You know? Like, we've covered everything, dude. We've literally covered everything. I think the only thing I haven't done is, you know, watch, like, every single Roaring Kitty stream on my stream. That's like the only thing we haven't done. But other than that, we've done everything. We've researched everything. We know every single detail about this stock and this company. It's like, well, I don't think, you know, we don't need Michael Burry to hold our hands at this point. But some people do, you know, some people haven't been watching the stream for the past year. And you know, there's a lot of people who have been watching the stream for the past year who still have no fucking clue what's going on, so it is what it is. I feel like his story will be really old info. It'll be relevant, though. Honestly, I feel like the old due diligence is more relevant than most of the new due diligence, you know? A lot of the stuff that has given me, like, the most confidence is all, like, older due diligence, straight up. Like, there's not many things that have happened recently that have given me more confidence. I think off the top of my head, the only thing I can think of is the PSA collaboration and, you know, them making a lot of money. Like, but Bitcoin is stupid. You know, the bonds and the warrants, those are very debatable. I see why they're doing the bonds and the warrants. They're trying to keep the price low for, you know, your average person to be able to buy more. So, you know, I do appreciate that, but ultimately all the old due diligence is what's valuable, in my opinion. Let's see, what else do we got? No. And, you know, a lot of charts today. It's funny how the stock goes up a little tiny bit and everyone's posting a chart. Everyone's a genius. Everyone's a GameStop investor. But, you know, literally a week ago, literally a week ago, nobody cared. Everyone was scared. Everyone thought it was going below 20. Which, I mean, I guess it did go below 20, but people change so quick just to get some clicks on a fucking Reddit website. People be changing so quick just to get some likes. Yeah, I don't think there's... I swear there was something... We talked about Ryan Cohen changing his profile picture, I'm pretty sure. I think we talked about that in yesterday's stream. Yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah. It'll just be nice to have something, I guess. And I mean, Burry talking about GameStop is making the stock react, clearly. You know, I don't think anyone could argue with that. I don't think you could argue with him talking about the stock. It's making reactions, but, you know, we'll see what happens. You have massive gaps down in the lower 20s again, so even if it does go up, you know. I've said it before that sometimes you never revisit gaps, like it's possible, but most of the time you revisit gaps. Let's see what the hell this is.
I think before the fire, in my mind, they were just Pokemon cards. And then when I saw the emotional weight that he felt of losing that, one of the things he asked was, why didn't you take? If you had told me the house was gonna burn down, I would have told you to take the cards. I didn't know our house was gonna burn down. You can look back and go, oh gosh, it would have made so much sense to take the cards. I know exactly where they are, but I expected to be back in 2 days.
I was at work. My best friend, he called me early and he goes, hey, are you okay? And I go, am I okay for what? And he goes, there's fires in Palisades. Okay, hold on, let me call my wife.
I just started to feel panicky because by the time we made it to PCH, you could see this huge cloud in my rearview mirror, and that was not anything I'd ever seen before when we'd evacuated. And that was a moment where I thought, like, this fire is so much bigger than I thought it was, but I still didn't think it meant it was going to reach where we were. That's a house where, like, graduating from a crib to a toddler bed, walking to school every day. It hurt more to think about the fact that that was basically all he knew and that wasn't there anymore. It had that feeling of a small town that we just don't have in other parts of LA.
He had just started hearing about Pokemon being popular again. I was like, you know what? This might be cool to collect my little guy. So I started buying them. He started getting into them. He started understanding the value of taking care of the cards and organizing them by their number. You know, I was able at that time to just tell him about each Pokemon since I had experience with those 151 Pokemon. Not now. Now he knows way more than me about Pokemon.
And these are from the
ATV.
No, super premium collection.
Oh yeah, super
This
premium.
one?
Different kind of affection, I guess, for this hobby than what I could see in his peers. That made it something that we really wanted to kind of foster for him.
I'm kind of a nerd in that sense that I've always loved to collect things. So collecting, I think, kind of runs in the blood a little bit. My oldest, Jude, was a pin collector for a long time. It started with Rocky when it came to Pokemon. My wife, she collects Labubus.
Oh, I have started collecting Labubus. That is true.
In the fire, this card was
I collect GameStop shares.
the only non-card I didn't have in the entire main set.
We were trying to, like, now at this point, pick the pieces up. Because of what happened, Rocky lost his entire 151 collection, which we almost had master set. It was the one thing that he was really heartbroken about. I made him the promise that we would not only get that set, but we would complete the set and have a better set. We were trying to find packs left and right. We ended up getting some packs from the Prismatics. Actually quite interesting. It was the first time Rocky was like, can you film me opening this pack? I was cooking, we were making steaks, and we set up the camera. Every pack he was like, this one could be a God pack, Dad. This one could be a God pack.
And then one of them was just
Right. What? No, you didn't. He knew what card he needed to have on the very first pull. So as soon as he saw that card, he yelled it. And I guess the rest is on the video.
What did he pull? Oh, Leafeon. That card's... I don't think that card's worth that much, but... I'm ruining the story, my bad.
To feel that joy as a family, to see Rocky feeling that joy, to see that joy in my husband after what we've experienced. And that was a moment where it just felt like everything was gonna be okay. No matter what was gonna happen, we were all gonna...
I mean, that's still probably like a $500 pack, though. If assuming all the cards are in good condition. I don't know. I don't know. I have the Flareon and Leafeon.
still be okay because everybody could still feel happy again.
And then I just saw some shine, so I thought it was the God pack instantly. And I tried to keep my hands steady, but I couldn't. And then I just
There it is. There's the Umbreon. Okay, yeah, that's like 2 or 3 bands right there. So, I see now. I see the excitement.
started crying. And I just felt like it was insane to get the God pack. Just so happy!
I could feel how special that moment was, and when I put it on Instagram, I had already treated my Instagram kind of as like a personal diary going through the fires, and when that happened, that moment, I was like, I have to share this because there's been so much sadness. I need to share this moment with the people that love us. The reach of that has gone so much farther than I anticipated.
I think that's what resonated with so many people. It was like seeing someone that should be getting this pack is getting the pack. It felt like that pack was put there for him. Doesn't seem like it's coincidence.
And now he's a gambling degenerate for life.
This and like the other great gifts that have happened to us after the fires. It's weird to say.
I shouldn't be saying that, but it's slightly true. Potentially true. I mean, we'll see.
But Pokemon has really taken over this family now.
The Pokemon community has been on another level of how supportive, encouraging, but also this shared love and appreciate what kind of collector he is, even at such a young age. And it's been this extended joy that I see in Rocky.
Bro, that's fucking crazy, dude.
As long as he's having fun and wants to do that, then we are going to foster that and make that possible for him.
Oh, you got a 10!
10 on your first, a few 10
On my first
on the
grade.
first submission. A big
Well, it was
step
the
in
Umbreon.
the young collector's life.
They don't want you to know what the Umbreon was.
I think we should end it there. Thank you.
That was a good video. I liked that. Do I still got cards? Yeah, I think I got like 10 cards. I sold a lot of them. Because, you know, obviously GameStop was trading at super low price. So I sold a lot of the cards. I was gonna sell all of them, but there's a couple that they're just not giving me good offers for. So they're more, you know, they're better off. I'm better off keeping some of them, certain cards. But I sold most of them. Yeah, they're still giving me shit offers. Like this Ethan's Ho-Oh is like a $300 card, and they're offering me $115. Like, can't really sell. I mean, I can, you know, I could sell it, but it's just not worth it. So, oh, I got 13 cards, or 15, I guess, because I got 2 cards that they won't give me offers for. But yeah, I got a few cards, nothing nothing crazy. I got some retro video games coming too. I think I showed you guys that yesterday. But I got this one already came. I don't think USPS is working today, but I got this one for their buy 2 get 1 free sale. And I'm actually pretty happy. Like, I based the values off of no case, because last time I did this, I got completely fucked over, and the only reason I made money is because GameStop refunded me on one of the orders, and they gave me like a full refund. It's the only reason I made any money on it. But yeah, this time we should actually make. I mean, I didn't buy that many games, so we'll make like $100 maybe 150. But last time I spent like 1,000, or I think I spent like 800 and only made like 150. So, you know, I don't know. 42,000 for a copy of Fortnite? Nah, I didn't see that. That's insane. Why? Why is it so expensive? I still haven't watched Stranger Things. I'll probably do that this week, or probably next week, I mean. YouTuber works his real life job from Skyrim thanks to VR. What the hell? That's crazy. Logan Paul Black Ops 7 skin. That's it says it's not happening, but that's ridiculous. I don't think there's much else. I don't think there's much else to talk about. Man, the streams are so short these days. It hasn't even been an hour. I gotta try to skip the Stranger Things articles. I don't want to be spoiled. But next like week or two should be interesting, I guess. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. What's crypto at? 91 still. It's crazy. A lot of the altcoins are just in the shitter, bro. Like, if Bitcoin goes back to 100K, I mean, the altcoin should follow, but a lot of these altcoins are down crazy. Short interest rose on this by like 0.6%. But I think 0.6% is like a few million shares, so. On the Whale of Wisdom, I saw JP Morgan sold. They sold 182,000 shares, but they bought 340,000 calls. So that's kind of interesting, I suppose. These guys sold their whole position, 860,000 shares. I always find the put positions more interesting than the actual like buys and call positions, because I think it's crazy. This dude's betting this is a brand new position too, you know, betting 265,000 on puts and 80,000 on calls. Like, that guy's an idiot. Should be reverse if you're, you know, if you're even gonna bet like that. But I don't know. This guy sold 2 million shares, or that group, whatever. There's a lot of stuff on Whale Wisdom. I don't know if I've actually gone through this on stream. There was a lot on Whale Wisdom. Yeah, Graham Capital Management, 167,000% increase in their put position. 1.6 million puts. HBK Investment, 130% increase in their put position. 765,000 puts. Millennium Management, 91% increase in their put position, 442,000. Like, that's, they got a lot of calls too, but a lot bigger increase in the call position. But either way, that's still, those are just massive increases in position, like 700%, 167,000%. Like, what? What? I mean, even these guys, D. Shaw Company, they bought 620% increase in their share position. They only had like 40,000 shares. Now they have over 800,000. Or I did my math wrong, but still, like, it's crazy, bro. The share on the put side and the call side, or the short side and the buy side, like, these increases in position are crazy. They're nuts. 2.4 million puts, 373% increase in position. Like, so nuts, bro. Citadel bought 4.2 million calls, 63% increase. I think someone bought a massive bond position as well. Look at that. 445,000 calls, 741%. LMR Partners, they bought 12.6 million puts, 378% increase in their position. 12.7 million. I mean, if those shorts ever have to close, they're fucked. They're fucked. They better hope this stock doesn't move. Yeah, it's these increases in position are crazy. These increases in position are crazy, bro. You know, maybe if you brought in relevant analysis, I would, but just saying the stock's gonna go up, that's not relevant, so I'm not gonna look at it. You could try bringing some analysis that's relevant, and maybe I'll look more into it, but I don't. There's a lot of stocks that can go up. I don't care about that one. There's about 1,000 other stocks that also have upside. Yeah, so 1.5 million puts. Oh yeah, right here. Tudor Investment Corp, 88 million bonds, or 88 million on the bonds. That's massive. Or 100 million market value, 88 million bonds, I guess. That's what it's showing. I don't really know. We would probably have to go to actual filing to see really what's up, but Whale Wisdom's pretty accurate most of the time. So yeah, you know, obviously there's sales too. Like it's not just buys. You know, there's a lot of people that liquidated their GameStop position. Goldman Sachs sold 2.5 million puts. You know, that's 83% of their put position gone. So there's a lot of sales and stuff too. They sold 1.8 million of their shares. You know, that's half their shares. So don't get me wrong. It's not people just only buying. Of course, you know, people are trimming their positions, selling out completely. You know, some people are selling 50, 80% of their position. The numbers aren't as big, you know, on the people selling. I would say the numbers aren't as big. Nowhere near. But still. Like I think your biggest sell is let's see. Your biggest sell, probably that 1.7 million calls right there. But you know, Citadel sold 2.4 million puts, and they sold 97% of their share position. They sold 4.8 million shares. So those are some pretty big positions. But if you're looking at people who are like buying, those are all small. Like 88 million bonds. That's crazy. Like 12 million puts. Like that's bonkers, actually. That's actually bonkers. 12 million puts. Who is this anyway? Haven't I seen this person in here? Michael Anthony? That name sounds familiar, but I don't remember. But either way, bring the analysis here. I don't care about that stock. So if you want me to look into it, then bring your analysis here. Saying that the stock's gonna go up is irrelevant. So yeah, a lot of whales. Fun stuff. Anything else? I don't know if there's anything else. It's the weekend now, I guess. I guess the market's closed, so short trading day. Hasn't even been an hour yet. We've run out of things to talk about. Imagine that. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I really don't think there's anything else. We looked at Reddit, right? Pretty sure we looked at this. Yeah, I mean, there's usually nothing on this ever anyway. So, kind of an irrelevant place to go look for information anyway. And there's nothing on Twitter as usual. It's mostly just AI fucking slop on Twitter. Pretty much just AI slop. That's all you get here. Nothing more, nothing less. And some wrestling. Nothing I want to look into. Anyone get Power Packs 4? No, there's nobody even chats. We got 1 minute for an hour. Alright, well, that was a solid hour stream again. Appreciate anyone who stopped in. God bless you. I hope you have a good weekend. And yeah, there's just nothing really to talk about. Nothing really going on, so. Hold up one sec. Why, what up? Earnings released? Wait, what? Oh. Corey giving up again. Well, maybe if people like you actually like brought value to my stream, maybe I'd be more reluctant to come onto the stream more often. But I mean, there's a few awesome people who come in here, show love, and you know, they're just here to listen. But you know, people like you, Elvis, you just come in and talk shit, and that's about it. Doesn't make it very exciting. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for that, Moose. Thanks for that, bro. I see. GameStop announces release date for third quarter fiscal 2025 results. GameStop today announced it'll report quarter fiscal 2025 results after market close on Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Nice. I mean, I already knew that, but official announcement. So, you know, that might be when you see me next. Honestly, I don't know. It depends what happens next week. You know, if there's anything exciting, I'll come through and I'll stream about it and talk about it. But, December 9th might be when you see me. No, I do want to do one stream where I read the old earnings transcripts. So, you know, I'll probably do that stream. But, if you don't see me, December 9th, we'll be here. We'll be here. So, much love. You guys have a good weekend. God bless ya. And yeah, I'll see you sometime next week, or I'll see you on the 9th. So, God bless you guys. Have a good weekend. Peace.